Have you ever wondered why some black men, will give a black woman a baby, but marry a white woman, or a woman from any other race but black? Well, I'm going to talk to you about it, okay? And I'm not going to be long. And I want you to be very clear. I'm not saying this is for all black men. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying some. Okay, sis? I'm only talking about some. And this is not applicable to them. Anybody else? Don't worry about it. Just miss me on that. I'm not arguing with you about any of that. That's not what I'm talking about. All right? I want to have a real conversation with you about what is it that he can give you a baby, but not his name or his cover. See, the thing is, when a man marries a woman, specifically a black man, this could apply to other races. Oh yeah, please go ahead and share. It's fine. I won't be long, and I'll do my best not to curse. I'll try to keep the street from you. Okay. But, if you just look at it, whether it's white women or women from other races, notice that they marry women from other races. Some of them do. And some of them are really accomplished, some not. You pick your poison, right? But yet, some of us black women have a baby daddy, not a husband. And I'm not arguing for the institution of marriage. I'm not. But I want you to understand something, sis, and feel me on this. When you have a spouse's last name, it's not just about the name. It's about the cover. It's about the insurance, baby. It is about the 401k. You know what I'm saying? It is about the inheritance. Does it make sense? So I'm not talking about the politic of it. I'm talking about the positioning of husband to wife. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the commitment, not the fling. Do you see what I'm saying? So please hear me when I say this. No shade, no ugly, all love. No, I love you. No, it's nothing ugly. But I want to have a real deep conversation, sis. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, please share. This is something. It blew my brain apart when I broke it down. So before I go all the way in it, I'm Dr. Venus, your hot Miss Millionaire. I used to live on the streets, eat out of trash cans, sleep in urine and beer. The answer to my prayer was my 9th grade math teacher. She saved my life. 14 years later, I graduated from Stanford University with a second master's degree and a Ph.D. I am an identity theorist. That is my training. That is where I come from. And so you'll hear me talk a lot about slavery, plantation, chattel slavery, the Middle Passage, African slavery, because that's my area of study. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So and I'm also a savage when it comes to money. So I have been able to gross over 5 million in less than 6 years by literally turning my pain into profit. Is a whole nother conversation, not important here. But suffice it to say, I brought my research to market. Okay, so what I'm talking about is not so much my opinion as much as it is my research from Stanford University, as well as my lived experience. Okay, I've been doing this for 30 years, and thank God black don't crack, because I don't look like what I've been through. So I know I look young. Right now I'm rocking pink. I'm going through a girly phase. It's my boyfriend thing. So I said all that to say I know what I'm talking about. And I'm here in service of us. So there's no shade. There's no judgment. It's just knowledge. Okay? So please share this. Okay? So let me just talk to you about this a little bit. Okay. So you want to start noticing in terms of commitment, there's a lot of social permission for interracial dating, interracial marriage, blah, 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 blah. And all that's good. Love is love is love. My former spouse was a woman. I was with her for 10 years. So there's no judgment here. I'm queer identified. And currently I'm in love with a brilliant black man who accepts me, who honors me, and who does not judge me. Okay? And I love him for that. And for all my Christian friends, love you too. Don't judge me. Okay? So I'm not judging who you love. That's not what I'm after. I want you to understand something very, very different. If you look at how black men are marrying outside of our race, and if you listen to the dialogue of how black men talk about black women in terms of being a woman, in terms of knowing her place, and all the things, right? Here's what I would like for you to consider, sis. And breathe through this, okay? Take the case. There are a number of factors involved in terms of a black man choosing to marry a white woman specifically, but a woman outside his race across the board. First things first, okay? Let's just deal with the notion of chattel slavery in terms of the position of masculinity. Okay? So, if you think about it, black men have been lynched, tarred, feathered, and torn apart for the notion of even whistling at a white woman. Okay? Literally been torn apart by limb. Okay? So, one could say for some men, and this is what my brothers have told me, for some men, having a white woman on his arm is a status symbol. You know this. This is not new to you. It's not new to me. Okay? So that's one thing. It's like, look what the white man had. I got what he had. I got what he wants. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So that's one thing. But there's another piece that you need to understand that is profound. And breathe through it. And I want to hear your feedback. Yes, please share this. Okay? White women have been cultivated generationally to accommodate, acquiesce, and maneuver their men. That was preach, God. I don't know. Let me say it again. White women they're cultivated, socialized in a very particular way. They don't contest their men. Now, I need you to know the first slaves in North America were white women, not Africans. They were white women. White women got duped, said they would come up for education, had to marry all kinds of things in order to stay in this country they didn't want to be in. They got lied to like we did too. So don't hate on them. They all got twisted, all right? It's a whole thing, right? But what I want you to hear is the way that white women had to negotiate whiteness with masculinity and patriarchy is they had to acquiesce. They had to learn how to maneuver white men in order to stay alive. A white man could beat his wife to death. Literally to death. Okay? So, and I'm talking in terms of historical positioning, right? So white women have learned how to navigate white men by not contesting them. By occurring as a certain way, occurring as easy and frivolous and blah, 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 right? Black women, on the other hand, we had to fight for every fucking thing we got. Everything. We had to fight for everything. Okay? So because of the history of slavery in North America, because we're raised in an oppressive system, all right? Black women who have not been protected, who have not been sheltered, who have not been covered, we've had to make our own way. And making our own way has had us have to be direct, demand, stand up, speak up, or we get knocked down. Does that make sense? So those survival strategies that we have as black women, me too. I am here for it. Girl, I'm with you. If you got in the fight, we going to jail. I'm here with you. Okay? No shade to anybody else. But be very clear that our survival strategies have trained us to be direct, to be assertive, to be competent, to be bold. And those terms are affiliated with masculinity. Help me, God. That was preach. You and I have lived in such survival that our way of being is positioned as masculine because femininity is positioned as passive. We could not afford to be passive. We would be dead if we were passive. Do you understand? There would be no civil rights. There would have been no emancipation. There wouldn't have been no freedom if we had been white women. We would be dead. Do you understand? Like our whole bloodline would be gone. All right. We wouldn't be here. Okay? So don't hear anything as a negative. Don't hear it as a negative. Please don't. No, baby, I love you, girl. Don't hear it as a negative, but I want to give you some power in this. See, the thing is, women of other races, what they have mastered that we didn't have the chance to because we've been surviving, and rightfully so, okay? They've mastered the art of influencing instead of demanding. That was preach, God. Someone should write that one down. I wish I had a scribe here to make sure someone can catch the points. They can see it all in one place. Okay? They've mastered the art of influence. We demand. I demand. I speak up. I talk back. I say, girl, I'm here for it. I got a mouthpiece on me, and today I'm being nice. I ain't even cursing hard. I'm doing my best to not drop too many F-bombs. We'll see how long that lasts. My point is this. Survival has taught us to stand up. And those behaviors of standing up, of being direct, of being bold, of demanding, all have kept us alive. And they're good. They're good. Sis, please hear me when I tell you they're good in terms of survival. In terms of relationship, they do not work. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationship. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about romantic. I'm talking about with your son. I'm talking about with your boss. I'm talking about with your father. I'm talking about with your uncle. I'm talking about with your business partner. Black men are under so much scrutiny and pressure. They're used to people coming at them raw. So you're going to end up getting all the heat when it's not even yours. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm pointing to is I'm a boss. I want to say some other things, but I'm a boss. My guy, the black man who loves me, is extraordinarily black man. He is so masculine. And he's convinced. That he knows what's best for me. But because I had to rear myself, I'm a street girl, because I was raised in violence and because I was raised unprotected, I would relate to his covering as control, sis. Please hear me. I would relate to his covering me, his protection, his way of loving me as control. And he's not trying to control, he's trying to protect. As a man, he has been socialized a particular way. And in his world, he's accountable for me. Okay? Meaning that his job is to feed me, clothe me, take care of me, give me what I need, give me what I want. That's in his world, that's how it lives for him. Whether or not he can articulate it is irrelevant. I'm helping you understand as a black woman what we haven't been trained in because we've been surviving. Okay? So when he starts doing what I'm calling his big talk, I'm learning to put in place. When he starts talking his big talk, I'm like, oh, he's doing this black man thing. Okay. Now, a white woman, another race would say, yes, dear. Me? I'm like, why are we? I'll be like, why are you talking about? Why are you talking down to me? Why are you trying to? And I would challenge it. I would challenge him. And we got into hella fights. And it took me a while with my therapist. He has his therapist. I have mine. We're healing together. And I love him for it. He's a great man. It took me a while to understand that because I had to fight for myself, I have not known what it felt like to have someone fight for me. You see what I'm saying? And because I have never had someone fight for me, I thought he was trying to control me, sis. And he wasn't trying to control me. He was trying to take care of me in a masculine form. I cannot turn him into a woman. He cannot turn, I'm not a man. I don't want to be a man. Personally, I think they have too many moving parts. And the body hair is a little, it's not, but we can get to another conversation. My point is this, okay? That us as black women, the survival strategies, we don't know the survival strategies. We think they're that personality. We actually think that we're strong and that we're, whatever, put your own word on it. Let me know if I'm, put your word on it. But we think that's a character trait. No, it's a survival strategy. Being strong is a survival strategy that has kept our people alive, and it is good. It just doesn't work in relationships. It doesn't even work in relationship with women. I'm not talking romantic. I'm talking about your sister and your best friend and your cohorts. Being strong does not make room for contribution. Okay? It doesn't make room for other people to help or support you. You'll end up giving yourself a fucking stroke. Sorry about the F-bomb, y'all. Because you're being strong, sis. But we're not in slavery anymore. We're not in slavery anymore. Okay, baby girl? So please, hear me in love. I love you, sis. I'm not coming at you raw. I'm coming at you real. Okay? And I want you to understand, I'm not suggesting that on any level that a white woman or a woman of another race can love a black man better than you. Not at all. None of that is what I'm talking about. But what I am saying, sis, is when you and I heal the historical wounds we have inherited from our mothers and our mothers' mothers and the absence of our fathers, when we heal that, we make room for him. We make room for his humanity. See, this is the other piece you need to understand about women of other races. They don't have the historical baggage that we have by virtue of slavery. So they recognize black men's humanity, and we don't. we think that they should be men, but they never got the opportunity to be men because they were being enslaved. So the training that comes with being a man, that is passed down from father to son. Do you understand? And that got broken up in terms of the institutional North American chattel slavery. All right. So we have a standard for them that they can never fit because they didn't get the training. And we're relating like they should. But we don't expect them to have that kind of relationship to us. We didn't learn how to be women. And I don't mean fucking them or sexing them. I'm trying, God. I'm trying. I don't mean the sex act. I mean in terms of relational dynamics. See, a white woman would do good with a black man because she knows that he's brilliant and he's powerful and he moves things. So he's not going to contest. She knows not to contest him. She knows to actually influence him through language and appreciation. And I don't mean stroking his ego. Same thing for women of other races, okay? Oh, and I'll deal with white men and black women another day. But my point is, because we've been fighting so hard, we fight because we had to. Okay? And so my prayer for us, okay, and I'm healing too. I'm healing too. So please don't hear this like you. This is us. This is me and we. This is the we conversation, girl. Okay? Is that we take on healing, that we heal ourselves. And I do it on a regular basis, rest assured. Between therapy, self-help, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing a summit called Healing with Him. Okay? I'll start pushing it out probably this Monday. So it's coming. So if you're not, follow me, go to venusopal.com/gift, get on my list so you don't miss it. But what I want you to understand, sis, is that a black man who has lived through the history of trauma that has impact today, he has certain kind of wounds that he doesn't know he has. And the biggest one is respect. And it's a historical thing. It got nothing to do with you. It's just what it is. And when the approach is abrasive and aggressive, he has no choice but to fight by virtue of his survival. I'm going to get into this at the summit. I'll get into it later. But what I want you to understand is there is a way to speak up without talking down. I do it on a daily. You can actually get your word in without ever having to raise your voice. And I'm not talking about raise your voice. I raise my voice all the time. I mean in anger. You see what I'm saying? There are ways to do it. And I don't mean acquiescing. I'm not saying that. I can't do it. It goes against my religion. But what I am saying is, because of the history of slavery, you and I have some gaps in our education. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying we have some gaps is because we're the most educated group in North America. Okay? We're more educated than the black man. We're more educated than white women. We're more educated than any other race. And yet, we're not effective with our power when it comes to relational dynamic. Okay? So, I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to talk you long. Let me hear from you. If you were fed by this word, please pay it forward. If you're mildly entertained, pay it forward. If there are other black women that you're committed to really being effective with the men in their lives, their sons, their brothers, their uncles, their nephews, their fathers, their loves, share this video. This is love. This is not, I'm not accusing any of us. We're all healing. This is not a judgment. This is a love offering. Okay? And, so please share the video. And I would love to hear from my sisters. I want to hear what you're hearing is useful. Okay? For my brothers, thank you for letting me teach. Please, thank you for letting me teach. I don't need you to help me. Let me do this. I got this on lock. Okay? I spent 13 years in school for this. Let me do my thing. All right? And if you see some ugly, ignore it. Those are immature spirits. That's just the devil trying to distract us because we are winning. Okay? We're on the cusp of glory. When we have enough black women who are willing to heal with him, it's going to change the game. It's going to change generational wealth. It's going to change how we're viewed and how we're positioned in the marketplace. It's going to change our ability to empower each other. But it takes healing, sis. And when you heal, you make room for him to heal. You can't heal him. That's between him and God. Okay? But you can heal with him. And that is a privilege. That is a blessing. That is an honor. That is a gift. And you deserve to be with a black man who's willing to heal with you. You don't need to be with a black man who's broken. You need to be willing to be with a man who's willing to heal with you. If he's willing to put the work in, and you're willing to put the work in, you can build empires with him. Okay, sis? That's all I got. I love you with my whole heart. This is Dr. Venus, your Hot Mess Millionaire. Please share this video and let me hear from you. Okay? I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, allies. Thank you so much for hearing my word. And please share this broadcast. Goodbye for now.